Hey everybody, happy Friday evening. I was in my playroom getting my toys together. I'm doing a big live tomorrow about Christmas ideas, and I'm going to dig through my playroom and get some ideas together to share with you about that. But I started really thinking about what's going on for my next big plans about what's going on with waves of communication. So I wanted to share with you what I'm going to be doing. It's really exciting for me. So hey, there's a couple of people joining on. There's Jennifer and Flory. Thanks for joining tonight, ladies. Nice to see you. I am going to, so I don't know if very many of you know me. My name is Marcy Melzer, and I am an intuitive speech and language pathologist. And I help parents teach their late talking children how to use the words they need to share their wisdom with the world. I'm a speech pathologist, and instead of working with families directly, I coach families. I coach the parents in how to do it. And I assess their situation and I figure out what's going on with them, and I teach them how to get their kids talking. That's what I do. And so I am currently, I live in Florida, and just south of the Tampa area on the Gulf Coast. And I am originally from Chicago. And it happens to be my 30-year reunion at my alma mater, Elmhurst College, that I'm wearing my sweatshirt. And it is in the Chicago area in Elmhurst, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. And it turns out, you know, the universe has blessed me with the fabulous circumstance that my daughter, my oldest daughter, Megan, is a student at Elmhurst College right now as a graduate student. Hello, Megan. I know she'll probably watch the replay. And I'm going to, so at the college, it's my 30-year reunion, and my daughter goes there. So I have finagled one of the professors there, the director of the clinic program, to allow me to come and talk to their students about language facilitation. So I'm going to be doing a lecture at Elmhurst College for students, graduate students who are, just in this field of speech pathology, like my daughter. So I'm going to get to do that, and that's, sort of the main focus of my visit. But I also, coincidentally, have two clients. Now, even though I'm in Florida, I work with families all over the world. I have families in 10 different countries right now. And in the United States, I have people in, I don't even know exactly how many different states. I have to sit and count them all out. There's 30 families in the program. So there's lots of people all over the world and dotted all over the country who are in my program. And I have two families that live in the Chicagoland area, not very far away from where Elmhurst College is. So I had planned to come to Elmhurst College to go to my college reunion and talk at the school and see my daughter, of course, and visit family and friends. And then I also am going to be visiting my clients who I've never met their kids. I've only met them online because my Waves of Communication program is online. I work with parents, like I said, all over the world. Nobody in my neighborhood. Well, there's one now. But the thing is, I'm going to get to visit those families and see the kids up front, up face to face, which is very exciting for me. And I'm going to be recording some video too, all along the way. And then the other thing that's really cool about this trip is one of my clients goes to a school there called Soaring Eagle Academy. And that's a floor time school. It's a charter school and a private school, and they have a floor time model. It's for kids with autism. It is a 180-degree difference from ABA education. It aligns perfectly with language facilitation. And so I have talked those folks at that school into joining me on a live to talk to you about that school and how it works and how they help kids with autism do what is basically language facilitation all day long with the students in the middle of programs. And so what's fascinating about this school, and a really cool thing about the universe, is that my daughter, who is in her last year of graduate school, she has just this term and then in the spring again, and then she graduates. She is doing her externship, her clinical experiences at Soaring Eagle Academy in the high school area. So that's really cool. So this is a school that is an amazing, cool school that I've learned about. And my daughter happens to be going there, but also my client started school there too, almost on the same day, which is kind of one of those cool synchronistic things that happened with the universe. And yeah, so my daughter is going to be there, and my client's little boy is at school at this same place at Soaring Eagle Academy. And so I'm going to get to go to visit this school. And I'm going to interview one of the founders and directors, who is a speech pathologist, and talk to them about how they do language facilitation with kids at that school. So that facility, that school, Soaring Eagle Academy, is in Lombard, Illinois, which is in the western suburbs and kind of right almost next door to Elmhurst, where Elmhurst College is. And so my clients live in the area, and my daughter lives in the area, and my school is in the area, and this place that I really want to discover is also in the area, and so is my family and friends. So that's where I'm going to be in Chicago. And this is going to happen the week of October 17th. So it's not this coming week, but the following week is when I'm going to be doing this traveling. So that's why I'm putting these plans together now, and it's really exciting. And so it's worked out that the week that I'm there, I'm booked on, that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that I'm going to be there in town. But I have Saturday and Sunday, that's October 20th and October 21st. I have those days open in Chicago, in Elmhurst, and I'm staying in Lombard. And so the universe said, why don't you just talk about the fact that you're going to be there in town and offer an opportunity for families who live in the Chicago area to meet me and get an analysis, just like I do with the families that I work with on the computer all over the world. I don't have the luxury of actually seeing their kids and meeting them face to face and like that. But since I'm gonna be there, and my trip is kind of all about waves of communication and language facilitation and talking about how parents are the best language facilitators and even educating other students about this opportunity. So I thought, why don't I offer an opportunity for parents who live in the Chicago area to meet me and have an analysis and find out what's going on with your late talker. So what I can do is I can set up an appointment where you could come and bring your child to wherever I am going to be, and then I can get some information from you and take a look at your communication situation and watch you play with your child, and with some guided activities, and really give you a very specific analysis of what's going on in your communication situation in your household, and what's potentially blocking your kids from starting to use words, what you're doing right to help your child with language, and what you might need to make changes on and how to make those changes. And I can do that in an appointment with you at the place where I'm staying, if that's interesting to families. So I decided to jump on here and take a break from my toy prep work for tomorrow's video. And, it's Friday evening. I know a lot of parents jump on sometimes to see this. And I just thought I'd make a shout out and see if anybody might be interested in something like that. if you know anybody in the Chicago area who might be interested in, having such a visit and seeing what's going on, you can always put a comment here on this video, or you can send me a private message, and I'll give you all the details and the pricing and all of that about it if you want to know more. But I just thought, why don't I jump on? The best way that I love to communicate with families is by doing these live videos. And I was sitting here in my playroom getting ready for tomorrow with my computer sitting right here. So I thought I'd just jump on live and say hey and tell you about my plans. And hopefully I can, meet up with some of you families in Chicago and get you started on your language facilitation journey. The rate of this analysis, because I'm going to be there and you're bringing your child to me and it works out to be really convenient while I happen to be there, is going to be at literally a half the rate that I do with my Waves of Communication programs. So this is going to be a really interesting, nice opportunity, I think, for some families to take advantage of. And if you know anybody who might be interested in such an opportunity, that would be great. And actually, I see Judy just joined. And Judy, I'm going to be calling you because I definitely want to see you on my trip to Chicago. I'm coming to see you. So I will see you all soon on my next video. Tomorrow, I'm going to be... yeah, thanks, Jennifer. She says awesome that I'm taking the time to do this. It's really, it was important for me to give back. And, my mission is to help as many parents as possible know that it is really important that you do the language facilitation with your late talking kids, because you're the best, parents are the best language facilitators. So that's what it's all about. That's the best thing about this whole situation, is that, I am equipping and empowering parents to do what is necessary to help your kids learn to, do the kind of language facilitation you want to do with them, to get them talking. And the thing is, with a lot of, in fact, 100% of the families in my program, when I met them, they all had something going on in their household that was holding them back. It wasn't, yeah, their kids are late talkers, and there's reasons that their kids were late talkers, and they're all different reasons. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. See, when people talk to me about what their kids, what kinds of problems their kids are having, I hear a lot of things like they have an ASD diagnosis, or they're nonverbal, or, they cry all the time, or they, whatever. All the things they tell me about their child and their child's communication. And see, how I help parents is by evaluating what's going on in your whole family. So what happens is, a lot of parents, they get frustrated because their kids aren't using verbal language, and it's frustrating because they don't always know what their kids want, or they maybe are the only ones who know what their kid wants, and they, to get other people to understand them is something that they don't even know how to do. Most of these parents, they don't know how to do. So they take their kids to speech therapy, hoping that the speech therapist will teach their child to talk well enough for their child to fit in with the rest of the world. And see, the thing is, that's kind of backwards, because you as parents are the ones who teach your children everything. You teach them everything. You teach them how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to get dressed, how to do everything. You're their parents, and you keep them safe, and you keep them happy, and you entertain them. You're the one, especially with little kids. You're the one who's teaching them everything. And so what I realized as a therapist for 30 years working in the field was, as long as my focus was working on the child and what was going on with the child and what the child's problems were, the puzzle was never completely solved. Because I would work with the child. And even when I worked at people's houses, I'd come to their house and teach them how to, and work with their child and get their child talking, and I could get them doing stuff, and I would leave and the parents couldn't do it. They couldn't do what I did as a magical speech therapist with my bag of toys, and the parents just couldn't do it. So when I gave that up and I started to really evaluate not just the child, focus my energy on not just the child, but on the family. And, what are these parents doing to try to teach their kids to talk? It's just like potty training. Everybody uses a different method to teach their kids potty training. It's like getting your kids to eat foods. Everybody uses a different method to get your kids to eat food, and different methods work for different families, right? And it's the same with teaching your kids to talk. It's just the same. All you do is you work with the functional situation to teach your children the communication that they need. Just like you teach them the functional situation of using the potty when it's time to go potty, right? When you teach them for communication, that's what it is. It's all about functionally teaching them how to talk. And everybody goes about it in a different way. And the thing is about communication that parents don't often understand is that the kids' nonverbal communication that they've been using their whole lives with you has been working to a certain extent for your child, and they fall into their method of communicating. And you, as parents, fall into your method of teaching communication. And sometimes, in pretty much every family that's worked with me in my waves of communication, there's been a disconnect in that. There's something going on that these parents are doing or not doing that is contributing to their child being more resistant to talking. Okay? So it's not that you're doing anything wrong. And I can't say that, you're doing it wrong. But I can say that oftentimes the methods parents read about online, even stuff that people see me do and they try and it doesn't work for their child, things like that. The problem with that situation is it's not individualized to your family and your child and your whole environment situation, because everybody's family is different. So I can say, we teach talking by scripting the things that we talk about, talking about the things that we do all day, every day. Okay. That's a very general language facilitation thing, but different families incorporate just that method in an entirely different way. So if let's say there's a child, a late talker that's an only child with parents who are, it's just the three of them in their world, in their bubble. They might even live in a country where they don't speak the language. Their family lives far away. They're not close by anybody. It's just the one child and their parents. They're going to facilitate language in a certain way. And then there's the other parent who has multiples, like they might have twins, and then they have other kids, and then they have older ones and younger ones, or they have multiple late talkers, or they have kids with behavior problems on top of it. All these families are different. And the way they teach their children is different, because you, as parents, you use what works for your household, okay? And what a general sort of canned parent training program can't do is analyze all of that, the whole environment, the whole situation of where you are. And so that's what I do for my families. And I'm able to do that because I'm intuitive and I have seen so many families over 30 years of therapy that all I need to do is watch some video and get an analysis and see what's going on. And then I get information from the parents, but I ask the right questions. I get just the information I need from them about their problems, about what's going on in their household, so that I can understand what's going on with everyone individually, every family unit, because I train parents. I don't work with kids. I train the parents in how to do this in your everyday life. in your everyday world, doing the things that you do every day. I like to joke about how you can do language facilitation with your arms full of groceries trying to get 3 kids out of a car if I teach you how to do it right. And, you know, it's all about you as a parent being willing to make some changes, because if one of the things that you're doing is not aligning with your child's learning or their feelings, or you're not keeping it easy, happy, safe, and fun, because it has to be easy, happy, safe, and fun for kids to want to do it. If it's not easy, happy, safe, and fun, then they're not going to buy in. And so that's the one thing that I am able to do, is to help you make even the hardest work, even the things that your kids have hated doing, they resist completely. I can show you how to get them to enjoy those things and enjoy doing them and enjoy trying and solving problems with you, okay? But it takes some shifts. It really takes a change in how you work with your kids. And it's not big changes, because just like we can't expect kids to make big giant shifts all at one time, I can't expect parents to make big giant shifts all at one time, which is why my program is a lifetime program. But many parents have been able to, you know, after their first analysis and they get going with their initial strategies, they see new language in, you know, a lot of times within the first week, they see some new language emergence. If a child has any language at all, they start to see. If a child's not using words at all, what they start to see is new engagement, and everybody moves up a level pretty much. Within the first 3 to 6 weeks, everyone is making remarkable communication changes, functional, real communication changes. And it's because we solve the problems that you have in your house every day. So here's the thing, like I said, I'm coming to Chicago and I see a bunch of people have joined. I don't see a lot of comments. Let's see. There's Jennifer. There's, yep, set up a meeting. So I'm like, I see something. Great. So there's Flory. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it would be really awesome, like I said, if you know anybody in the Chicagoland area. I'm going to be in Lombard. It's going to be October 21st and 22nd. And I can give you all the details if you want to let me know more. You can send me a private message. You can make a comment here. Let me know, hey, I'm in Chicago. I want to meet you. I want to know more about it. And I'll send you, you know, some info. We can have a chat and see if this kind of opportunity is right for you. And if so, then that would be a really fun way for me to round out my Chicago trip. And so everybody's gonna get to join me. All of you who are watching my live videos, you're gonna get to join me along the whole way, because, you know, I can't shut off my live videos. And so even while I'm traveling, I'm gonna be talking about the different places that I'm going and the different people that I'm seeing, and you're gonna get to see some amazing, cool language facilitation on the road. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a video, and if you know anybody in Chicago, let them know to watch this. Share it if you like, and like it. You know, I always appreciate the interaction from everybody who's watching. Now tomorrow, for those of you watching now, don't miss it. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, I'm going to be here in my playroom giving you the Christmas list lowdown. I have dozens of ideas. I have different categories of toys, of things that you can find, and none of it's new. All of it is stuff that so I'm going to teach you how to evaluate the toys that you're looking at to get ideas to look for things. And then you can also see some of the things that I own, and I'll tell you about that. So there will be dozens of ideas for the holidays. If you don't know what to get for your child, if grandma and grandpa are wanting to know what's on the list, if Santa Claus is waiting for you to write a letter and you want to know what to put on that letter, tomorrow, noon Eastern, right here is where you're going to be able to see that video. And then if you can't catch it, that's okay too, because you'll be able to catch the replay. So thanks for joining me tonight. I kind of like this this evening, Friday evening live chit chat. Maybe a bunch of people were able to join. Maybe I'll come on in the evening again sometime. It's kind of getting past bedtime here on the eastern coast of the United States. So, all right, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow for the holiday video. Have a great day. Great evening.